You're on the Unpopular Opinion Show with Johnny Caruso. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Caruso. You're on the Unpopular Opinion Show, UOS. Thank you for tuning in. Real quick, let me give you the rules of the road. Up here we have the topics of the day, and we'll go shoot to the topic. We'll shoot to the video, and we'll keep playing these videos. Let you get your feedback, let you get your thoughts in. But when we get to the end, I'll give my unpopular opinion of the day. So if you don't like a little controversy, I got to tell you, these are not the opinions of mainstream media. These is coming directly from me. So let me throw you right into the first video. This paper balloting scheme they had over there. Stuffing the ballots, voter ID fraud, well not ID, but voter fraud in Detroit. Let's go to the video.
New allegations of election fraud in Hamtramck. Earlier this week, 2 city councilmen were arraigned on charges related to the 2023 election. Today, we're learning about a new investigation into the primary that just happened last week. Gino Vici joins us from Hamtramck City Hall with more on these latest allegations.
And sources inside the city tell us this most recent instance of potential election fraud involves this ballot box right in front of City Hall, and it was all caught on camera. And what I'm about to show you is also under investigation with the Michigan State Police. The hits keep coming in the city of Hamtramck. On Tuesday, Mutasin Sadman and Mohammed Hassan, 2 city councilmen, were arraigned on election fraud charges. And CBS Detroit has now learned about a brand new investigation into stuffing the ballot boxes right in front of City Hall. CBS Detroit also filed a Freedom of Information Act request with the city clerk for surveillance camera footage pointed directly at ballot boxes in the days leading up to the August 5th election. And what we found was concerning. Several individuals dropping off handful of ballots. For example, this black Nissan Maxima made multiple trips to the ballot box in front of City Hall in the days leading up to Election Day. And at each trip to the ballot box, handfuls of ballots were stuffed in the box. Also, take a look at the driver of this red-colored Tesla. Also made several stops, each time dropping off multiple ballots at the location in front of City Hall. And the last time, the person inside the vehicle had a bag full of ballots, something the city says is extremely concerning. Well, in case you're wondering whether or not it's illegal to drop off multiple ballots to a ballot box, well, it is, unless it's for an immediate family member. Now, that certainly could be the case here, but given the city's history of election fraud allegations and charges, the city decided to hand the information over to the Michigan State Police. In Hamtramck, Gino Vici, CBS News, Detroit.
All right, you saw that, boy. Coming like a drive-through at McDonald's to stuff those ballots. Good Lord, man. You know, I'm gonna give my take on that in a second, but there's paper ballots is easily an issue. There needs to be another system. I'm gonna throw you to the next video, which this all ties in. How open borders lead to amnesty, work visas, which work visas lead to social security numbers, which leads to a full-blown ID for someone who is here illegally to go ahead and register to vote. Don't believe me? Check out the video.
Linked to the president's executive amnesty fiat, the Obama administration has granted some 541,000 Social Security numbers to illegal immigrants under the president's original 2012 deportation amnesty for so-called dreamers. One of our next guests says that means almost all of the illegal immigrants approved for amnesty are being granted work permits, Social Security numbers, opening the door to government benefits, ranging from tax credits to driver's licenses. And joining us tonight, the author of that report in the Washington Times is the Times political editor, Stephen Diamond. Stephen, good to have you with us. And with us as well, National Review investigative reporter Jillian K. Melcher. Good to have you here as well. And it's let's start with, I want to turn first, Stephen, to you, and give me in short order, if you will, as simply as you can, the impact of what you think you reported here on 500,000 people just being given Social Security numbers.
Yeah, look, this is the problem with executive action, is that you have unintended consequences to that. In this case, when you get a work permit, which goes along with the deportation amnesty, you also are allowed to apply for a Social Security number. And the Social Security number, first of all, the work permit and the Social Security number together make it easy for you in just about every state to get a driver's license. If you have a driver's license and you have a Social Security number, you essentially have unlocked just about every benefit available to American citizens, including, according to some of the secretaries of state that have testified to Congress, that makes it easy to register and go vote, even though you're not supposed to. It's illegal to vote. You're a non-citizen. It's very difficult to detect somebody if they have a driver's license to be able to prove ID in so many of these states, and the Social Security number. So it really is the...
Okay, you saw that. Now this is the part of the show where I give my unpopular opinion of the day. Let's take it from the top. The ballot stuffing in Detroit. These people are not bright enough to hack into computers. We're just making the illegal activity here too easy for them. We know true criminals are very sophisticated. But these people are trying to win elections and keep power, things like that. They're not top level criminals wasn't on their to-do list, But we're just leaving it wide open for them to take advantage of this. I personally believe we need a uniform elections, uniform systems where people go in and vote across the board in machines. Dropping off, it doesn't make sense, There needs to be, if you, we could keep track of money real well. You don't accidentally get a couple $1,000s in your bank account, do you? And the bank, it's not going to accidentally take a couple $1,000s out your bank account. So maybe the banks should be in charge of numbers, because voting is nothing but numbers. Maybe they're the independent people we need. You show up to your local bank and you go vote. Or actually, everybody has a bank app, so you vote on your bank app. Everybody gets one vote linked to their bank account. How about that for a system? Huh? Oh, you're not gonna trust them with your vote, but you're gonna put $50,000 in there? Come on, get out of here. So I think the government could tie into the banks in the voting system, with the government just calling out the winners and losers. But this whole paper thing, it's just gonna continue, and letting each state. A lot of states have these loosey-goosey policies because they want to have that criminal element. Let's look at, we all know each president leaves a legacy. And while I don't agree with what Obama did, you'll see in that last video just what he did that was so bad. But his legacy to me was he captured Osama bin Laden. After years and years, the Bush administration, after claiming a weapons of mass destruction and everything else, couldn't find him. Obama found him. That was deep on my soul. I wanted that SOB dead, and they got him. So I was happy about that. The legacy of Biden was what we're talking about now. You let all these people in. You're going to, over his 4 years, I think it's an estimated 20 million people crossed the border. Trust me, 20 million people did not have a right, an accurate claim to asylum. Not 20 million people. Not when you look at the historic numbers. So their process was, you'll just see a judge, overload the system, and you'll end up just staying here anyway. In the meantime, we're going to put you up in a hotel room. We're going to give you these work visas, which then you can now apply for a Social Security number. Why they would ever let them do that? Then you can go ahead and register to vote. And of course, you're going to vote for me, truly, because I let you into the country, right? So that was a scam to gain power, because they seen the African Americans who live here, the Latinos who live here, was fading away from the Democrat Party. So they had to reinvigorate their voting base. That's what they attempted to do. Well, they did do it. They just lost the election. But somehow Kamala still got like 60 million votes. Like, seriously? But she did. And here's the crazy thing. They don't even need illegals to vote. They just need them into their cities. Because when they count the census, the delegates go toward how many people is counted in your census. So that's like 3 ways right here. We're telling you how voting fraud happens. Whether you say everybody does it, okay, cool. But it's too much going on, you know. And then you topple that with one of the other videos I made. If you go and look at the gerrymandering video, because we know everything is off electoral votes in colleges. In California, did you know Republicans make 40% of the vote, but they only represent like 17% in Congress or 20%? It's because how it's drawn up. Now Republicans and Democrats, they all do it. And in Texas, they're trying to draw to get more seats. So California is gonna, draw theirs up even more to counter those 5 seats. But your vote really means nothing. It matters who's in power. And it's them against each other. It's not them fighting for you. It's them fighting against each other. That's not going to be a cycle we can break, other than hope that whatever team you're on could put policies in place that reflect what the people really want. You know what I mean? I don't just want a Republican in power forever. Like, what's your policies? Am I moving to your city because you got good schools, good roads, good bridges, low crime, low taxes? Then yeah, I might be okay with, you doing whatever. But if all that shit is whack, why would I be in favor of helping you cheat the system? Yo, that's my unpopular opinion of the day. I'm sorry it wasn't short and sweet, but there you have it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm your host, Johnny Caruso. You are on the Unpopular Opinion Show.